Some computer models continue to show a strengthening storm system here as we go ahead through the end of April and into the start of May. This specifically is a GFS model showing what looks like a typhoon off of the east coast of Leyte and Samar, southeastern Luzon, by the 1st of May, but the ECMWF doesn't really show much of anything. So yeah, let's break this down, discuss what we're seeing here, and maybe give you a better idea of what you can expect over the upcoming days. I'm meteorologist Robert Spetta. This is Western Pacific Weather. I've been doing this for about 15 years if you're new to the channel, discussing typhoons in the Western Pacific and out here across Eastern Asia. And first off, let's take a look at satellite imagery and what do we got going on at this moment, because you take a look at the microwave imagery, you got plenty of moisture located down here along the intertropical convergence zone, and specifically this area right in here, kind of stalled out and spinning there north of New Guinea. It's really way towards the south, and actually pull up satellite imagery right here and get another look at what we're talking about here, this area of convection well down here towards the south. Now, here's the deal with this. At first I was kind of monitoring this area here for possible development, but I think that what we're going to see is this moisture kind of get pulled out from the ITCZ combined with this, and really depends on the timing and formation of this, is where we're going to see kind of this setup and where exactly it could go. Because and hear me out. Here's a look at the ensembles. First, the ECMWF shows this area coming out of the intertropical convergence zone a little bit further towards the south and almost pulls it right over Mindanao and has it trying to form up out towards the Sulu Sea, maybe into the West Philippine Sea, while the GFS shows it developing and kind of curves this further towards the north, east of the Philippines, or at least running Visayas and into southeastern Luzon. It's definitely a bit of a variety here between the two models. This showing the GFS output as this runs up along the coastline here and intensifying to a stronger storm system. Well, once again, the ECMWF pulls it over Mindanao, and you kind of see a low pressure area trying to develop out here west of the Philippines, staying relatively weaker. Even the CMC, the Canadian model, showing by the 27th and the 28th, seeing a tropical depression pull over Mindanao. So you know what? The key thing I want you to pull away from this right now, this general discussion we're having about this area, is that multiple models are showing something out here developing up and basically pulling off towards the north and coming up like that, or coming up like this, or somewhere in between. Increasing rainfall across a good portion of the Philippines, and not only rainfall, but maybe even that threat of some flooding rains. The GFS being the most aggressive, the ECMWF being the least aggressive, as we can see here. Sunday and the Monday kind of have this general low trying to pop off out here, and then eventually working its way off there towards the north and west. You see the variety here of different outcomes. You see kind of what we have going on. And number one question, and somebody even said it in the comment section of my last video and said, okay, blah blah blah, is it going to rain at my house? And I think their house was specifically Isabela here off towards central northern Luzon. And I would love to say today, yeah, it's gonna rain at your place. Really, we aren't gonna know until we get a defined low level circulation. And what I mean by that is we get something kind of tight out here. Now, yeah, you can see a broad circulation there, South Plow, but I'm talking about an LPA, full-on tropical depression. The models can kind of attach onto here. We get some convection, because numerical guidance is only good at forecasting its initializing conditions. If we don't have recon and we don't have numerical guidance that is picking up on a low level circulation, it's just kind of making these phantom storms. Now, it does know the convection is out here. It has a general idea, but we need to get this a little bit further towards the north here and have it kind of pick up on that low level circulation, maybe a defined center of circulation with convection. And then we could see something kind of more concrete in our numerical guidance. I know that sounds like a bunch of meteorological mumble jumble, and I understand. But like I said, doing this for 15 years plus now, and unfortunately in the Western Pacific, in these remote areas, the models do have a hard time with initialization. That's why when I see something like the GFS, spitting out this graphic here, once again, we go back to our windy model. That's the ECMWF, which shows nothing on the first, and the GFS shows all of that. The icon shows nothing. Then we go back to the GFS, I have to go, All right, let's take a beat here. Let's think about what is the model looking at and what does this mean? And I think it's just being very aggressive. Now, there has been times in the past where the GFS is one of those models that does pick up on that early circulation. It can pick up on something and also pick up on the fact that not only the atmospheric conditions there, but the sea surface temperatures are rather warm. They're above average there in the Philippine Sea, which could allude to the outlook of a significant tropical system trying to develop in that area. So with that said, I know that was a lot of talk here for a few minutes to just try to give you an idea of what to expect, but the reality is I can't say if it's going to rain at Charles or not, but I can say easterlies are going to be picking up here over the weekend. We're watching that area of convection and probably going to see at least an increase in rainfall across parts of Mindanao, Visayas, and potentially even southern Luzon as we go ahead over the upcoming week. Now, is that going to be a typhoon or a depression or just an LPA? There is a range of uncertainty. Man, I wish I could speak Tagalog at least decently so I could explain this in multiple languages so everybody kind of understands me fully. But if you don't understand fully of what I'm trying to get at, please let me know in the comment section down below, and I'll try my best to explain it out in the comments too. But I think for now, number one thing is make sure you're being smart, being safe, prepare accordingly. You know, you should always know your information through official sources. I'm not an official source by any means, but I try my best to give that information in a easy to understand format here in these 5 to 7 minute long videos that we do on the daily. We do these on the daily, and if we start to see something organized, it will be multiple videos daily. So if you want to check out our Patreon, link is down below. Please do. I'm telling you guys, I really want to do this full time, and I really want to make this a business. I got to figure it out. We also have sponsorships if you guys want to check that out too. Maybe you got a company. Maybe you're part of a company. Somebody mentioned a fruit company in Mindanao. Give them a shout. You know, if you know anybody. Let's work together on this. Let's get this going here at Western Pacific Weather. We're always trying to make these things better, and let's make them that much better. As always, though, thanks for watching. I'm going to continue to monitor this area out here, and let's see if it does develop over the upcoming days. If I do see anything significantly change, though, of course, I'll give you a new update. As always, thanks for watching, of course, and stay safe out there, friends. Hope you're having a good day wherever you are.